All right. Welcome to Parkchester. Today, we will celebrate as a family. That we are. And today we'll tell the world that our diversity is a sign of strength, beauty, and development. We will not use it to hurt one another, or belittle one another, or chastise one another, or worse yet, hurt one another. We are civilized people. We are educated people. And most importantly, we are Parkchester residents and Parkchester professionals and Parkchester lovers. And we are all Bronxites, and we need the world to know how we behave as Bronxites, with civility and with cordiality as a family. So today was a culmination of a conversation we had with elected officials in the Bronx. The first person we talked to, the first person that talked to us to say, let's do something to celebrate who we are, was Natalia Fernandez. I said, I'm glad that you say that. We can do it. We can do it. We'll organize it. He said, let's do it. We have to celebrate diversity. Because for so long, we keep chastising one another. We keep dividing one another. And then we keep, our politics, our religiosity, our race, our socioeconomic conditions, all makes us like we are strangers to one another. And that's not the case. We are one family. And you know how I can justify that? If somebody needs blood transfusion, you will see a line of New Yorkers from the Bronx line up to give their blood to those who need it. If you can give your blood to a stranger, that means you are a family-oriented person, and that's who we are. And being here to celebrate that is a powerful testimonial to our maturity. So thank you for that, and we're going to do it every year. Bigger and better and more people. By way of introduction, I have been a Parkchester resident since January 1987. Live right here, 1919 McGraw. And when I came here, I think there were only about 7 Bangladeshi families, to my knowledge. Today, the Bangladeshi community is among the fastest growing communities, not only in Parkchester, but in the Bronx. And we have one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Parkchester who brought a lot of food, Khalil. Let's give him a hand before we begin. This guy runs 5 businesses, and he just came to this country, I think, 10 years ago? You gotta tell us how you do it. We've been here a lot longer, having problem running even one business. But I came here January 1987, and what I learned, we have the mayor. The mayor come. No, come here. Come up front, the mayor. Parkchester mayor. I didn't see you. Yeah. You cannot hide behind there. Yeah, the mayor working with Louis made this possible. This place did not look like this. But because of her advocacy, nagging all the elected officials, now we can enjoy this beautiful place. So, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. But I'm saying this. No, you guys come here. Come at the back. This way we can see you. Come. Path to possible. Come. Because you guys are very beneficial to Parkchester. Yeah, they're Rainbow School. Rainbow School. So, we were taught that upon the founding of Parkchester, the bylaws were no blacks. That means no dogs, no Mexicans. No blacks, no Italians, no Irish, no dogs, no Mexicans, no Puerto Ricans, no Dominicans, nobody else. That was a bylaw. That was a bylaw. Now today is the complete opposite. That's why we need to celebrate it. This is a huge transformation. And the children need to know that we value this transformation. And that's why we're doing it. And again, the elected officials who, made it possible, we're grateful to them. Now, let me warn you, we are celebrating diversity. That means that we have to be truthful to one another. When people express how they feel, don't be offended. This is all about family. Some people may come from different angles, but that is all about celebrating diversity. We're not sugarcoating anything. But whatever we express, we do it with civility. Otherwise, we cut the mic. Because you cannot celebrate unless you're civilized. If you don't civilize, you don't celebrate. You live in a jungle, and we're celebrating. We respect and love one another. But nonetheless, we can express our views, our feelings toward one another. Last, before I bring up, the person that, spoke about it, is this. Last year, I held a press conference. We announced a new campaign, and the campaign was called Wolf Pack. And we had a lot of people. We had about 50 people. And I said to them, for the longest, we are fighting one another. We are chastising the clergy, elected officials, educators, everybody. Why can't we look inward and see what is wrong with us? Maybe if we do, we don't have the time to see other people's faults and mistakes. Let's call that a wolf pack. Now, if a clergy is not competent, or elected officials or educators, we address it in a private setting, not a public humiliation. If you address grievances in a public thing, that means you don't want solution, you just want problem. And everybody agreed. And then we began reaching out to elected officials. We said, even if we disagree with your politics, but we'll honor your position because you are elected. And therefore, that position we're going to honor. And that has transformed our conversation. Now, if there's a problem, we call or email or go to their offices, rather than going to the social media and say all the crazy things that are not true, by the way. And now, low-informed residents take it as a Bible verses. And everybody believes it, but it's not true. So we're going to use wolf pack. If you have a problem, privately. If you have praise, publicly. With that being said, I want to bring up a clergy, a pastor, to really open before Natalia comes. So in African.
We thank the Almighty today. Today is the day that the Lord has made. It's not about any human being, your mind or your thought or your beauty. But this is the day that the Lord has ordained that this will happen today. So we give praise and thanks. So let's bow our heads for a second. God, we thank you today that you have made this day. It's not by our will or by our mind, but it's by your grace. We commit everyone in this place. Even if someone says something that it doesn't fall right in their ears, God, I know by your powers from above, you will calm everything down. And today, we are also in a seed to spread the word of peace and love from now and forevermore. Amen.
Now, the diversity, we have Colombian, American elected officials. And now we have Puerto Rican, African, American elected officials. Senator Louis did his DNA, and he's African. Who, you see? New DNA. And guess what else? Louis is going to Senegal in September. Meeting with the president, two presidents, the president of Senegal and the president of Gambia. And the president of Senegal is the chairman of African Union. You speak a lot? That means, you see, you got to learn. Negative, he's got to learn. So with that being said, I want to, Assemblywoman, Natalia to open up, and then, we're going to be until 5, but at least, let our elected officials, open us up. And then while we continue to wait for the DJ. So, area Assemblywoman, Natalia Hernandez, Colombian, American, and maybe African. You should do your DNA too.
Actually, I did, and I do have some African in my DNA. I do, yes.
Congratulations.
But good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Hello, Parkchester. I'm your friend and neighbor, Natalia Fernandez, the assembly member from the 80th, and today here with this community because the Bronx is my community, every place here. I've been working with Sheikh Musa for, my goodness, maybe over 5 years now, and one thing that we always come back to is the beauty of our diversity, the beauty of the growth in this community, in the Bronx and New York State. You've seen those signs out there that the Bronx is the all-American city, and we are. Looking at us right here, we are the all-American city. America is that melting pot, and this community here, Parkchester, is one of the most, if not the most diverse community in the Bronx in New York City. I'm amazed to see the building of the Bangladesh community, of the Latino community, the Dominican community, the Colombian right here. But we have so much history, past and present, and it's something that should be celebrated, it should be recognized, and it should be educated on. Part of projects that me and Sheikh have talked about is a peace museum, because in the Bronx and everywhere, we celebrate peace, we fight for peace. But fighting for it also means educating on it. You need to know your history so you don't repeat it in the future. And the Peace Museum will highlight the good that has happened in our communities, the protests, the educational forums, the rallies, the celebrations. It's all about learning from each other and growing together. And this community constantly, with our leaders that we've had and leaders to come, I see that we succeed most when we learn from each other and work together towards the common solution. And one thing that we all have in common here is that we love our community. We want to protect our community. We want it to grow in business, to be safe for our children, to have the opportunity for our children and our family to have a community that will be there for generations. So today is a beautiful day, celebrating our diversity, making sure that we recognize each other and respect one another. Respect is one of the most important things out there, and that starts with just accepting and recognizing. So, Sheikh Musa, thank you for this. This is another great celebration, another educational day that we are all part of a pie, and together we make the solution whole. Thank you.
Rosa, you know, Rosa, we receive a press release from elected officials, and on top of it, the BP say we're celebrating LGBTQ community. And I say, are we? So you see, that's what I'm saying, that's a diversity. We have all these religious people from different backgrounds, but we're celebrating diversity. We do not care who you love, where you come from, what you believe. You're a human being, you deserve to be celebrated. The soul, that's what it is. That's for you. All right. Yeah, because he's on Facebook complaining a lot of times. Now, before Senator come, we really have to, bring the mayor, because you see, some people, the best people we have are the volunteers. They sacrifice for the improvement of quality of life for all. God created them for that. And if you go to community board meetings, you go to certain, events, all you see is people volunteering, advocating. And today, if you came here 5 years ago and today, it's really different. So I just want the mayor to come and really, we give her, loud approval of, her advocacy working with the senator and others. So the mayor, come here. Yeah, you deserve to be celebrated.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've been in this community for 47 years, my entire life. I love this community, extremely diverse. But what is most powerful to me is coming together despite our differences and really making things possible. Like Sheikh Musa mentioned, if you would have came to this park about 5 years ago, it was a very, very different park. It was a large green space that was fenced off. You had no access to it. We worked with our local officials, with the community board, with our senator, with our city council member at the time, and the Parks Department, and it received a $10.3 million reconstruction grant through the Parks Without Borders initiative. So we're very proud of the work that we've done, but it's really just a testament to show you that anyone in this community, you don't need a particular background, you don't need a particular degree, you don't need to be a local elected official, you just need to know how to bring people together and you can make it happen. So, I'm just really happy to be around amazing people, celebrating this diversity. So much gratitude to Sheikh Musa and all the work that he does here in Parkchester. I remember being a young girl, with my parents who had very heavy accents. We go to Woolworth, where there was a lot of discrimination, where if you went to the counter to order something and you were a person of color, you were not attended to. So, I think of those days, 4 decades ago, and I look now, when you can come out to Parkchester and you can celebrate the Bengali community, the Yemenis community, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, where else in can you go out and just have so many different restaurants and just, experience so much different culture. And it's absolutely beautiful, So I encourage you all to keep on doing what you're doing and to come together. We might all look different, but in reality, we have a lot of commonalities. And when we put those differences to the side, we can all work together for the betterment of our community. So once again, I thank you, celebrating the diversity of the Bronx and this wonderful community. And again, thank you to Sheikh Musa.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No, you got to give her louder hands. Yes. I mean, look at what she did. Look how beautiful it is. Great, great. Thank you so much. By the way, I'm an opportunist. Assemblywoman mentioned something I need to really highlight. She and I have been for the past, 5 years working on building the very first International Peace Museum in the Bronx. Very first. When she was with the governor, the work started. We met at her office, at the governor's office, and so recently she said, now we got to do it. I said, well, we got to do it. This will be the best thing. It will bring millions of people to the Bronx. It will change the Bronx. And now I'm saying that because, Senator is here. Now Senator knows this is one of the tasks that we need to work on, International Peace Museum. All right. So now let's bring up, Senator Spolveda. Again, Africa bound. Africa is a homeland for mankind. If you have not been to Africa, you have not been to anywhere. Now, if you think black people are only in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Haiti, then you got to go to Africa. Even the airline pilots, the presidents, the money you use, all have futures of black people. You say, wait a minute, this is power. But let me tell you something. Right before the pandemic, I was in East Africa, traveling. And I cannot describe the level of beauty that I saw. And I said, people don't know because what they see is completely, I'm not saying it's not true, but it's one-sided. If you go some areas, you will never recognize it. And we're going to change that starting this September because people need to know the truth. Don't hide anything, but don't also focus on one side. If you go to anywhere in Africa, some of what you see is what you see in Miami. I'm telling you. But you rarely see that. That's why we're doing this. September we're going. And if you want to come, just let me know. I just want to advertise that. So with that being said, let's welcome our senator. Now, let me say one thing. I'm sure he's going to say it, but let me say it. He just lost Parkchester, but he just gained the African community, and we're one of the fastest growing now. So that's a net gain, not net loss. So, Senator Spolveda.
Eid Mubarak, Salam Alaikum. Good to be here with my Parkchester friends and family. So, Sheikh Musa said something that's very interesting. He said that the beginning of society, of history, of mankind started in Africa. And every single person in this world, if they did their DNA test, would discover that they have some level of African ancestry within their DNA. I did something similar a few weeks ago, and I discovered that about 13% of my DNA is from Senegal. So now Sheikh Musa is taking me to Africa. He's paying for the whole trip. He's taking me to dinner. So thank you. But this is a really beautiful community. I've represented it in one form or another for the last almost 12 years. I was the assemblyman here for almost 6.5 years. And I was somewhat happy when I went to the Senate because I still had this part of my district. Parkchester was the beginning of everything for me when I ran for office the first time. The people here are very welcoming. I've made so many friends from so many different backgrounds. Obviously, the Puerto Rican community embraced me. The Dominican community embraced me. The African community has embraced me. And the Bengali community has embraced me. I have so many friends and family now, people that I consider like family, in such a diverse area that I'm sorry that I'm losing it with redistricting, and I've been pushed outside of the district. But we worked really hard here. I couldn't get silent trains, but we worked here. Now, when you see the diversity working together with everyone, I'll give you an example. I first came to Parkchester in 1992. There was a woman who's now deceased, a civil rights leader named Beverly Roberts. Beverly took me by the hand to that train station and said, we need an elevator there. We had a press conference. Well, she had the press conference. Fast forward 10 years later, I had the same press conference pushing for that elevator with other elected officials. But Beverly started that. When we had our press conferences, there were people from all different groups. You had people from Bangladeshi background, African background, all of them together fighting to get that train station an elevator. And I'm happy to say that it worked because we got that elevator. But, yes. But this area here, I believe, is one of the best areas in the city of New York. There are other places that are diverse. Jackson Heights, every other corner you have restaurants of different cultures. But this place is pretty close. And so I will encourage everyone here to continue to work together as a unified family, to continue to work together with your elected officials, even though I won't be representing you anymore. If you ever need assistance, you can always call my office and we'll continue to give you the same service that we always give everyone in this community. But today, it's a beauty, celebrating the beauty of diversity. I want to thank Sheikh Musa, who is a quiet but unassuming leader in this community. So let's give him
All right. I want, the people who bring the food, come here, let the camera see you. All of you come here, come line up here. Yeah. Come here, come here. No, you gotta come, let the camera see you, especially you, the girl, good, right there. Now, I brought them here for you guys to know what you probably did not know. This man here catered to so many community events, free of charge. One of the humblest entrepreneur. And he's what they call social entrepreneur. Money is not his God. He wants to uplift humanity. And a couple of weeks ago, we were at his place, and his community testified to his generosity, hard work. And today, he is part of those who provide employment, paycheck. When you give men and women paycheck at the end of the week, you protect them from a lot of things. You bring public safety and everything. So that's why, he brought this, all this food. And if the food is not enough, we go to his restaurant. He has 5. He has 5, no problem. Everybody gonna eat from Khalil today. So Khalil, I just want you to say, greet people. We just celebrated Ramadan, Eid yesterday. And then say something. Let people know who you are.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak. Everybody knows the last yesterday, the big celebrity on the Muslim community, Eid Day. It is the big holiday and big day. Today is I am here, invite the Mucha. It is the interfaith. I am so happy. The big diversity is the Parkchester. My Honorable Senator Louis Vai is here. Nathaniel is here. We are together. We are doing the build together. The Sterling Avenue, I have a grocery store, Khalil Supermarket. Khalil Halal Chinese, Khalil Biryani House, it is Khalil Pizza and Grill. It is everything is the halal, and we do serve. I have another thing is the Khalil Food Foundation. We can try the free food or all the charity. Everybody help me. Everybody come the Khalils. We are together. The Bangladeshi community and others community. We are together. Work is the build the Parkchester, build the America, build the New York. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give him louder hands, a lot of food. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you one thing. I don't care whether you're black, green, purple, I don't care where you're from. The only difference between two people and two communities is what? Education. Don't let people deceive you. Oh, you're black, you're this. No, it's education. If you are well educated, you have the opportunity to rise up. If you don't have education, I don't care how much people love you, you cannot be used. Education differentiates individuals. Education. I want that to be known so that you will not spend your life thinking that because you're this, you're that, you're not going. Education. Education. And guess who's changing the lives of the children in Parkchester and the Bronx? Charter School of Excellence. Ribbon School. Ribbon School. You know what Ribbon School means? Means you're one of few recognized by Washington, D.C. Not every regular school gets it. And we got it right here in Parkchester, and they're here with us. And so we're going to collaborate for long term so that we can help them do their job better. Education is the difference. No education, no elevation. Good education, nothing stop you. All right? So Charter School of Excellence, Rivera, come.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with the local elected officials, and thank you for having us. I'm Christine Rivera from the Excellence Community Schools. Our flagship school is right here on Benedict Avenue. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I grew up in Parkchester, and after I graduated from school, I wanted to work in Parkchester. And so it is an honor to be here. As Sheikh Musa expressed, education is the only thing that we can do in order to improve the lives of our children, our families, and our communities. And so we're here today for Diversity Day to let families know that we're still enrolling families to join our network of schools throughout the Bronx. And we're here as a community partner and a community member. And we love Parkchester. We've been here since 2004. And as you said, we're a National Blue Ribbon school, the first in the Bronx to get a National Blue Ribbon. And so thank you again. I love the Bronx. I love Parkchester. And I'm looking forward to the food. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Thank you so much. Let's give her another hand, louder one. And now I'm going to bring up a lady. Olawuyi, who are celebrating diversity, and you're not getting beat up, and the dogs are not biting you behind. You know, the Puerto Rican community has done a marvelous job in changing the dynamics in the Bronx to a point where you have elected officials who are of Puerto Rican descent. And it did not come free. They fought. But guess who else fought before the Puerto Ricans? The African Americans. And the national Negro and women. They have been at the forefront of making sure that a day like this is possible. And I want to bring up Miss Davis to really tell us their fights and their goals moving forward. And a long-term Parkchester resident.
Good afternoon. I am privileged to be the president of the East Bronx section for the National Council of Negro Women. My section has been in existence for 34 years, coming up in November, which is a milestone because most organizations can't last that long. So I am a resident of Parkchester for approximately 45 years. I've seen the good and the bad. And I will tell you that when we first moved here, it was probably one of the best places you would ever want to live. It was immaculate, you know, and the schools were great. My son attended schools around here. So, and I love Parkchester. I have no reason to move from Parkchester. I love because I can shop and it's easy to travel. So this is a great celebration and I appreciate it.
Even though Assemblywoman Natalia represents area of district, but I do the numbers. You know, I have been a community activist since I was 8 years old. Community activist, and I know the numbers. If you go to Morris Park, divide north and south by White Plains Road, 85% of the crimes committed in Morris Park is on the south side. Why that is the case? Because the north side don't tolerate nonsense. They have neighborhood watch groups. They have residents who make sure that people who work there and work there are there for the right reason. And because of that, the quality of life there is completely different. When you have neighborhoods where people care, things are different. And for that, you know, the Parkchester Watch Group was formed to do just that. And because of that, I just want to recognize them. And who's going to speak on behalf of the Watch Group?
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim brothers and sisters here. I'm not actually representing the group, but I'm a part of the group, and we are called Parkchester Watch Group. We are a group of renters and owners of the Parkchester community, both the north and the south. And we are a community that comes together to identify the problems in Parkchester, discuss the issues that can impact everybody, irrespective of color and creed, and to come up with potential solutions, and together as a community present our problems to the representatives and find solutions. And we truly believe that together we can, and that's what we are trying to do. So please join. We are on Facebook and we are called Parkchester Watch Group. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now, you know, let me tell you what happened in Parkchester. And Nilka knows. The first community in the United States of America, the first community where a masjid houses a synagogue, Parkchester. We have foreign leaders, including the Chancellor of Austria, who came to Parkchester with 25 delegates to come to Parkchester to see how Muslims and Jews pray together. And we hosted them for hours, and they were very excited. When he went back, it was a breaking news in Germany and Austria. Breaking news that the first synagogue and mosque coexist in Parkchester. That is worthy of celebration. And you know what follows? Peace December was launched in Parkchester. Peace December now is in 23 countries, where December is celebrated as month of peace. 23 countries from Parkchester. And you know, these are, and I can tell you a lot more, but I want to bring up Shirina. You under the weather? I mean, yeah, Mom, are you going to? All right, no problem, but I just wanted you to know those are the historical facts about Parkchester, and we cannot discount that. And that is a huge, huge, global role model, to look up to. The first in the United States, Muslims and Jews in the same mosque and synagogue, not just pray together, but mosque and synagogue. So that is something that, we need to cherish. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. The building that housed mosque and synagogue is no longer there for it. But then we regroup, and we said we're going to open Abrahamic sanctuary, where you have a mosque, synagogue, and a church. and maybe in your district, mosque, synagogue, and church, and temple too, and in the same district. That's what we're going to do to celebrate diversity. By the way, I did not know, but her father and I went to a class. Her father is a doctor, known doctor, highly achieving person, but the father wanted to open a charter school, and then we were in the same class. I wanted to open a charter school too. And now I found out that we link it more than once. Rima.
Thank you, thank you. So I wasn't expecting you to bring up my dad. That's a lot of feelings for me. My dad passed in June 2020. His name was Dr. Richard Izquierdo. My name is Rima Izquierdo. I'm here today as a parent leader just to talk to the community about true diversity. That diversity includes everybody, that we have children, we have elderly, we have people with disabilities, we have people in temporary housing. We need to be equally considerate of everybody and all our diversity groups. So my call to the community is to please help us with education in Parkchester and in our district. We don't have a lot of options for students that require special education and specialized programs to go to school in this district. I have 3 kids with special needs. I can't send any of them to school in my district because there is no setting in any of these schools around us to go send my students. So I have to travel all the way to Throgs Neck, all the way to Co-op City, and all the way to Home Street to send my kids to school to get an education that as a taxpayer I deserve in my neighborhood. I have a District 75 student. I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but that's the one citywide district that takes every child that every community school cannot cater to, that they cannot educate, that they do not know what to do with. All those students deserve to go to school in their community, and all our communities need to fight to make sure that every student gets to go to school down the block from their house, that our tax dollars that we spend in this neighborhood are reinvested back into our students' education to make sure that our futures are secure. Because as we age, our students are going to fight for us, and they're our future. If we don't invest in our future, we don't have a future. Thank you.
That is exactly what I said. Education, education, education. Now, Stephen, you want to say something? Come on, join us. Yes, you. Yes, we're celebrating diversity, and you're one of few white guys, Yes, Stephen and I have been working for a long time, and, nobody can represent what diversity means better than Stephen. Yeah, all right, so say something.
Thank you. How are you all? Actually, I'm gonna go back to the opening theme of prayers and religious identification. I'm a convert to Judaism, and I just want to offer one thing, which is, they say you get 3, two Jews in a room, there'll be 3 opinions, right? So, but we only have one creed, and it's this prayer that we say every Shabbat. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad is one. So that's what we share with all the Abrahamic religions. And we are all God's people. And that's where I hope, I come from. And it's great to be here. Thank you.
You want to say something? Okay. Yes. So let us say something then before. Yeah, friends forever. Okay.
I'm glad that I live in Parkchester.
Go ahead, speak loud, Mike.
I'm glad that I live in the Bronx, and I'm glad to be living here in this great town.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Catherine Cujo. Diversity is everything. If you're living in a community and it's just you, it's like you're living in an island. We need each other's strength. I don't live in Parkchester, but my family lives in the building, and it's one of the best, I will say, give me a word, a community that you want to belong to. So this park that we are standing here today, I want the Parkchester community to find a team or group to make sure the park is being maintained. Cleanliness is the key. We might be standing here looking beautiful. Tomorrow you come, then you don't even want to sit here. And that is not diversity. We want everyone to feel comfortable. You're tired, you sit here. We bring concert one evening, we all hang out. Peace be unto you all that fought. And you did not do it for yourself. You did it for our ancestors, and you're doing it for the generation to come. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
All right, so our last speaker, the Parkchester Watch.
Good afternoon. We are a group of tenants and owners who live here in the Parkchester condominiums, and we've gotten together to work with management to make sure that we get things done that we need to be done in our buildings. We have a few problems with trash collection, maintenance, elevator repairs. We're working with management to make sure that they maintain the buildings as they should be. So you can come to our Facebook page and see what we're all about. We thank you.
Paid for the event.
I know.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to say one thing before he speak. You know, we celebrate diversity. Guess what? Because we have freedom, no celebration. And this guy, our government sent him overseas to making sure that we can sleep here. He's an accomplished soldier, retired in dignity, and now he's here as a Bronxite. So that is a great deal of honor. So, John Press.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say that Sheikh Musa is one of the most magnanimous people, and he always finds a way to hold an event that brings the community together. Whether it's 5 people, 100 people, I've seen events that he's had 1,000 people in Manhattan. I've seen him a couple of times. So it doesn't matter how many people, as long as we all know that we're coming together for a common cause, and it's to respect each other, love each other, and work with each other. Diversity is a big thing, but inclusion is a bigger aspect of diversity. So not only to understand that we have diversity in our community, but to include them in our lives, to include them in our community, and welcome them and embrace them. I thank you, and I hope that next year is a bigger and better event. I hope to sponsor it next year, maybe, who knows, but let's see what'll happen. Thank you.
Thank you. We're cutting this ribbon because the mayor gonna change the name to Parkchester Diversity Park. That is the ribbon, Parkchester Diversity Park. And she will work with Natalia and to make it happen, Parkchester Diversity Park. All right, we declare it. We declare it, okay? So be it. So now we're gonna cut the ribbon for Parkchester, not only Parkchester Diversity Day, but Parkchester Diversity Park. All right, the mayor, you know, with the permission of the assemblywoman, whose idea it is for us to be here, will cut the ribbon and officially launch the campaign for Parkchester Diversity Park. Now the mayor is all yours. 1, 2, 3, go ahead. All right. Parkchester Diversity Park. Thank you. God, okay, right here. Now you give the final thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. It was so great to hear the different backgrounds, experience, and passions about our community. And yes, this is the first. This is the beginning of a legacy that we are creating here in Parkchester, celebrating and recognizing the diversity that is here, because it is the diversity which makes us so valuable and powerful. So to this first event, it will be the first of many, bigger and better every year. We need to welcome every member of this community, near and far, to be a part of this, because every single one of us is what makes the magic of this beautiful, diverse community. And I'm honored to be here today. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you, Moose. Thank you, Camille. Thank you, Nilka. Thank you, Christina. Everyone, it is an honor to stand with you and to move our communities forward. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, all community people, the Parkchester. We live the Bronx, and we are gathering here. We know this is the Diversity Day. We are sharing our community. Here President Mr. Musa, the community leader, Muslim community leader. They're gonna help long time our community. The Natalia Fernandez, he community is a good leader. He communicated all time. Yesterday our Eid al-Adha yard, he gonna go there, gonna share their feelings, everything. Another leader, community leader are presented. She gonna also share our community, the Muslim leader. They all love our community because they are day by day stronger in the Parkchester community. Thanks all guys, they here to present and this is the the Muslim day, the Eid al-Adha day. So we are say the Eid Mubarak. Everybody Eid Mubarak.
No, read something, closing, read something, whatever it is. Read something, or let him read. Prayer.
Prayer? Bengali?
Read Fatiha.
Bengali?
Bengali, whatever language. God speaks all the languages.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever language.
Okay.
Just pray for us.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I say the Bengali language. Okay?
God knows it.
হে আল্লাহ, আমরা এখানে অনেকেই একত্রিত হয়েছি, সবাই আমরা একটি ভালো মন নিয়ে উপস্থিত হয়েছি। আপনি আমাদেরকে কবুল করুন এবং এখানে যারা উপস্থিত হয়েছি তাদের মধ্যে অনেকেই আজকে এই ঈদের কোরবানি দিয়ে এসেছি। আমাদের মনের হিংসা বিদ্বেষ সব কিছু দূর করে দিয়েছি এবং কোরবানির মাধ্যমেই আপনার কাছে উৎসর্গ করে দিয়েছি আমাদের সকল হিংসা, সকল দেমাগ, সব কিছু আমরা ঊর্ধ্বে উঠে একজন ভালো মানুষ হওয়ার চেষ্টায় আছি। আপনি আমাদের সহায় হন। হে আল্লাহ, এখানে আমরা যারা উপস্থিত আছে তাদের যারা রোগগ্রস্ত হয়ে আছি তাদেরকে সেবা দান করুন, যারা বিপদগ্রস্ত আছি তাদের বিপদ দূর করে দিন, যারা জান্নাতবাসী হয়েছেন তাদেরকে জান্নাত দান করুন এবং যারা আমরা বেঁচে আছি তাদের সকলের সংসারকে সুখ শান্তি দান করুন, আমিন। এবং সকলের সুস্বাস্থ্য কামনা করছি, আমিন।
Thank you.